Anthony, I suppose the first question I'll ask you, it's a tough old job. There's a lot of pressure in this, isn't there? Are you a relieved man tonight, or were you fairly confident all the way through?
Confidence never comes into Tom. It's relief, I tell you. You know, 11 weeks off there, and you really don't know how you're going. And we had a few problems, but that's championship. We know that for long enough. I mean, you're going to be down fellas, up fellas, and you know, Danny be huge last time. I suppose you're worried about Gary, but Ellen did very well at goal, and look, we're delighted, like, because we knew the pressure was on, and we knew Wexford are improving at a huge rate of knots, and we're just, you know, I went to watch them against Antrim and was very impressed, you know, especially the goal scoring. So we worked hard on that, even though we did concede one. I thought we defended fairly tight, you know. Paul switching on to young MacDonald. I mean, he had Peter Kelly in big trouble, really. So, you know, Paul did a good, maybe man-marking job there and closed down the space a bit better. So, you know, we're relieved, Tom, most of all.
Yeah, and I think, in fairness now, when we heard Danny Sutcliffe wasn't playing and Gary wasn't playing in the goal, we were getting a little bit confident. But I kept thinking, you're 5 years putting this team together. You probably know, and I would very, very much say you should have been in an All-Ireland final last year, maybe win it. So, you know, we knew what we were up against. And I suppose for you, just the continuation of that now, the next level or where you're going to go is the important thing, isn't it?
Well, that's it, Tom. Like, the big thing, like, this is a huge game tonight. Everyone knows that, because, like, you know, you lose tonight, and I know Wexford now, like, you'll be home for a home draw is the first thing you'll be home for. But, you know, you're only into a second round qualifier, you lose tonight. You win today, you're into a Leinster final, a chance of retaining our title, which, you know, took us a long time to win, and you're guaranteed that quarter-final spot. Now, not that you want to be going that way, but look, it's a huge incentive tonight. I just said to the boys, the last thing I said to them Thursday night, lads, win on Saturday, and it's Croke Park or at worst Thurles for the rest of the year. And, like, that's a great incentive for players, you know, because we did feel the pressure coming down here tonight, without a doubt.
And Wexford's progress, Anthony, over the last probably 2 to 3 years, have you been impressed by that?
100%, Tom. You know, I mean, I always like Liam as a player. He's an uncompromising sort of a player, a great half-back, and, you know, I thought he was the right man for the job, and I still think he is. And you know, I see the way they've built us. Sure, we've been watching them closely, because the chances of meeting every year are very, you know, very close, I suppose, with Leinster and that. So, you know, look at, I mean, the infusion then of the young lads. You know, it's very, very impressed with young Ryan cornerback. Look, young MacDonald, like, speaks for himself, I think. You know, I mean, to have to move Peter Kelly off him, you know, was a massive statement. I think, look, Leinster under-21 champions last year, and, like, okay, a blip against Antrim, but sometimes a little blip, I know it's important to be trying to go as far as you can, but sometimes a little blip can steady fellas, and sometimes with Dublin there, we won 2 Leinster 21s, and, you know, maybe we got to a final and got a hammer, and it didn't do us any good. And, you know, it's really what you get out of underage teams is the key to it. And, like, I think if you look at the 2 under-21s we won, we got quality guys like Rush and Tracy and Kelly, Shute, and that's the key to it. You have to get, you know, 3 or 4 quality guys from those teams, and I think, you know, we just have to stick with it. I know tonight's a painful night, but you just have to stick at it and keep on going. That's the only way. Yeah,
and I think there's a genuine disappointment in Wexford, Anthony. Unlike maybe over the last few years, we're kind of nearly relieved not to get a beaten, you know, so that's important. I suppose provincial venues, there was a little rumour down here you just didn't like travelling, or would you think that the game should be played down here, Anthony?
Well, look at it, it's fantastic, Tom, for atmosphere. My brother Michael would have travelled down here from Clarecastle today, like, and he said, God, what an atmosphere, like, you know, isn't it great? But, like, be honest with you, when we got the draw, we presumed, because we were in the Leinster Semi Final, that we had a neutral venue, and I suppose, look, that is a help to, you know, if you were, rather than going into the lines then, it is a help to go neutrals. But some hero on the county board, nobody's owning up to enter into a home and away agreement without asking me about 2 years ago. So look, we were just told about 8 weeks ago.
We'd be happy enough to terminate it now at this stage. If you wanted, you know. But I know
where I'll be when we meet again. But
you'll probably could be All-Ireland champ. But look at the last thing, I suppose, and I'll have to mention him because he's gone through a lot of injury in that. You know, Conal Keeney fell off a motorbike a few years ago. He was just awesome tonight. He must be some addition to you.
Incredible, sure. I think that has been, look, we'd point to different little things along the way for Dublin hurling to go up a level, and I think the return of Conal from football was massive, and you know, fully enough, like, his form wasn't great in training and the head was down a bit, but he showed a bit of form the last 10 days, and, you know, Tommy Dunn works with us. Tommy does a lot of the coaching, and Tommy just kept on backing Conal all the way. He kept saying to me, he'll do it on the night, and I suppose, look, we should never have doubted in any way, because I mean, character is everything, isn't it, at this level? And I mean, right from the start, he caught a puck out there, he had no right to catch it, and I think he let down a marker that he wasn't going to be beaten anyway. And look, he inspired a good few fellas around him, I think, you know. So look, he's a great chap, you know.
Well, Anthony, we look forward to meeting you again in the championship this year sometime in an All-Ireland semi-final, but we really are thrilled and we really are thankful to you to talk to us tonight. You've done fantastic work for hurling, you give it a great profile, and thanks for coming down. I won't thank you for the beating, but look, the best of luck to you for the rest of the year.
Cheers.